but because of going to the bottom 8. There we go, Madison into that angle, into that bank. Oh, it looks like Derek Madison high on the bank, throws off Amanda Sorensen. Don't know how much wet experience Amanda Sorensen has being in Las Vegas. Not a lot of wet days out there in Las Vegas, but Madison, being from St. Louis, a little bit more familiar with the less than ideal dry conditions. Might be hot, which is a whole different animal, but Madison continues on that. Amanda Sorensen out front. Getting that clean, spitty, wet air, and not initiating at all. She's keeping it off the wall, and honestly, Derek Madison doesn't even need to drift, just given what's going down. This is a good opportunity for DMAT to get some more experience with this track. And that's going to be a quick victory there for Derek Madison. They know it's a marathon of a day. No cones hit, full start. Derek Madison will lead. He qualified 8th. And Javier Martinez struggles to initiate. Failure to launch for Javi Martinez. Off the bank, into that first inside clip, over the jump, Derek Madison. Quick little corrections. I think that was the right move for him. But just leaving Javier Martinez in the dust. In the chase, how is he going to manage on the lead?
Yeah.
More so, how is Derek going to manage in lead position? And that fender could be coming to play, and there it is. It cracked wide open. And that could get interesting for Derek Madison. Like, what's going on here? Fenders pop, block. And Derek Madison bathing in the smoke here. But Derek Madison looks like he was kind of checking it. Look at flapping the wind, waving bye-bye to Derek Madison. But no, Derek sticks around and finds out. On the spec sheet, you know, people got sponsors, all this stuff. Andy Haley, it's just called habanero. No sponsors. Just, he's ready to go throw down. So we'll see if he's got a spicy meatball here. Andy Haley initiates into the bank. DMAT's failure to launch. Andy Haley absolutely sticking it to the wall. Big angle, throws it down. DMAT's now has proximity. But now coming into that first clip, Andy Haley right there. DMAT's, boom, comes out of the smoke. Little shallower line, but does get that proximity. I'm telling you, Andy Haley is on fire, literally in his mouth as he eats 2 habaneros a day. And the spicy meatball, that is the E46. You know, but I think, you know, going from wall, that's the steep, like, you know, bank to flat. And now we got this jump center track. All right, here we go, the second half of this battle. Derek Madison and Andy Haley. Madison now steps up. He rises literally to the occasion and to that green wall. Andy Haley, I'm telling you, if he just kind of tempers the flame of that habanero pepper, he very well might get the win. Ooh, he takes out that second inside clip, hit it about his taillight section, didn't center it. Now coming into that final outside zone, Derek Madison does do a great job, but I tell you what. Derek Madison progressing over the years, definitely a talent. Look at Ryan O'Connor jumping out there, making sure he paces Derek Madison into that first outside zone. Really well executed by Derek Madison. Ryan O'Connor, now he takes a shallower line. Madison, this has got to be, you know, confidence in your corner. You're like, all right, I'm built for this. I know how to go head to head. I'm out front. These are pretty similar to conditions how I'm testing, and Derek Madison is showing that. Ride now catches up, so similar to what we saw with Jack Davis. So a solid run.
And give yourself an opportunity to maybe get that win, depending on what happens to Derek Madison here in the chase.
This is where it gets interesting. You know, we saw Ryan O'Connor earlier yesterday in qualifying, and Derek Madison, you can see that bumper getting in his way, knocks it out of the way. Ryan O'Connor, nice line from him. Derek Madison getting in that pocket. Ryan almost exceeding that outside zone. Now good transition from Ryan O'Connor out front, shallower line, and Derek Madison in tow.
Awesome moment to see him capture everything that he did in Orlando and a positive mental altitude moving towards St. Louis.
PMA, baby. Here we go, Derek Madison, Casey Cole. Derek Madison, strong initiation in that first outside zone, and what Chris was talking about there, elongating that first outside zone. The second one, it can't get any longer, please. These guys are begging you. And good proximity from Casey Cole. D-Max really maxed out the angle. You saw little stepped initiation, not throwing anybody off, just getting a little bit deeper with that angle. And Derek Madison looking really confident out front. Casey Cole, good proximity. Casey massaged the car to drop back a little bit. Halfway through the outside zones, but, you know, didn't initiate. But kudos to Casey Cole. Here we go, Casey Cole out front, that M-Spec as chassis. Now look at him, he fires back with a good, strong initiation. Didn't get as deep as Derek Madison did. Again, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. And look at that, looks like Casey Cole, we're seeing, oh no, Derek Madison tries to get aggressive. It looked like he was gonna absolutely spin out, but he does not. He does salvage that. This is a great battle right here. Look at these guys. That was right there on his door on initiation, but if he hits his cone.
Come on, baby.
All right, there we go. We got a clean start. Derek Madison off to the races, off to the battle more like that. There it is, just barely kissing that wall. Now transitioning into that second outside zone. Derek Madison going deep, and he goes off course. And Casey Cole will win this portion of this battle. Madison goes off. Looks like he might have saved it from going into the wall as we see Casey Cole. Again, unnecessary for down the pipe. Casey Cole will lead. Derek Madison giving chase. No cones hit, got a clean start. Casey Cole into that first outside zone. Derek Madison, I'll tell you what, watch D-Mads. He's now gonna get really aggressive. He's gonna try to really force a mistake on Casey Cole. Look at Derek Madison. That's the D-Mads we know and love. And now they're gonna transition in that final outside zone of Casey Cole. One more turn for victory. Unfortunately, Casey Cole. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Metsy's coming up, like I said, but right now it is Derek Madison and Human Rahimi. D-Mads got those tips earlier on, presented by Throttle. Right now the Fuel Lab S chassis coming to that second outside zone. Bring it, D-Mads just barely taps into that second outside zone. Human Rahimi shakes it, shimmies. He does jiggle, it moves, and finds itself straightening out into that final outside zone. D-Mads and Human Rahimi. I've been out here to just kind of fun bash events here just in the parking lot, and they're really fun. But Derek Madison wants to win in his own town, and Human Rahimi does have a good angle right now. So Derek Madison, I wouldn't consider this an inactive chase, but he definitely needs to step it up. Don't make any mistakes, as you said. And look, he's not filling that third outside zone. Madison needs to tuck in. He does it there towards the end. Is that enough? I think so. He didn't have big corrections. He eats, yep. Here we go. Ricky Hoffman and Derek Madison. Derek Madison will lead that Fuel Lab S chassis. Come to that first outside zone. Can't even see Ricky Hoffman and D-Mads. Very comfortable in that second outside zone. Coming to the third. Ricky, come on, get involved. You got the invite. You didn't RSVP. Showing up late to the party. And Derek Madison across that finish line. Everyone's invited. It's a neighborhood place, but sometimes you just don't show up. You know, there you are, sitting with the appetizer all by yourself. All right, here we go. Ricky Hoffman out front. Derek Madison giving chase. So that's what we're talking about. D-Mads needs to get involved. This is a two-man conversation right now. You can see Ricky just flirting with the edge of that second outside zone into that third outside zone. Now coming in that final outside zone, how's he going to handle it? Ricky and Madison. Looks like Madison, I think, you know, was a little more kind of involved than Ricky Hoffman was in Robert Thorne to get that win.
Yes, he did. He had it in the bag, and then it just fell out.
All right, yeah, soggy and just fell out.
The bottom fell out.
All right, so Robert Thorne and Derek Madison. Look at D-Mads. Says, all right, you might be the points leader, but this is my house. And looks like Robert Thorne goes into that second outside zone properly. Derek Madison as well. Now coming to that final outside zone, how are they going to handle it? Coming to that final outside zone, Robert Thorne finds that outside edge, but Derek Madison found that inside edge. The proximity was proper.
Off to the level that you can't make up for that. You're offline, your momentum's gone, and it's just a throwaway run at that point.
Derek Madison, I feel like he's driving, you know, fairly calm, all things considered. And now, right now, he's just got to be in his own head, be in his own cockpit, and dial it in. And he did just that. Really well done on outside zone 2. Robert Thorne did have a mistake on his previous run with TLO, and Derek Madison, you can see that side bite, really getting that grip. And Robert Thorne goes off course. That's the first, I mean, not the first. Robert Thorne. This is the one more time battle. Inconclusive. It was 2-1. It was not unanimous for the one more time as Robert Thorne goes in that first outside zone. Derek Madison This is his hometown track. He wants to bring it and put it down for his hometown. Into the third outside zone goes Thorne. Madison got in a little late on that outside zone 3. Now into that final outside zone. Thorne does what he did on that last time, but not as deep, just barely drops
in the chase position. That's something we've seen from Thorne, riding a little bit inside on some of his chase runs, so he's going to have to push that car back into the right spot.
Here we go with Madison out front of that first outside zone. Goes a little bit deeper than Thorne. And now into the second outside zone. See Madison and Thorne, pretty similar lines there. Like to see that proximity from Thorne. That's where he takes a little bit of angle out into that third outside zone. And Madison, Thorne spins out, and Derek Madison, D-Mads. So earlier we saw that with TLO. There we could see the lights extinguish, and here we go. Brudski leading, Madison giving chase. Brudski in that first outside zone. Derek Madison in the pocket, good proximity, but not exactly absolutely deep and tucked in. Taking a shallower line. Again, there it is, that proximity, kind of nosing in. Then look at, he just whips the back end of the vehicle. Brudski using all of that third outside zone and then into that fourth outside zone. Pretty good job. I mean, really good job by Brudski. Here we go, Derek Madison out front. And Dmitry Brudski in that chase position into that second outside zone. Derek Madison digging deep. Ooh, just almost maybe kissing that wall. Into that third outside zone. Look at this, Derek Madison doing what he has to do. He is hoping that Dmitry Brudski makes a mistake, but our two-time champion pushes hard. A great run by management. ProSpec Championship. Who's it gonna be, Bogovic or Madison? Send it, boys. Worldwide Technology Raceway playing host. Bogovic initiates into that first outside zone. Derek Madison tucking in. A lot of smoke being kicked off into that second outside zone. Derek Madison taking a shallower line. Where are you going? As Bogovic keeps it consistent on the outside zone 3. Approaching that final outside zone. Goes Bogovic. Madison again gripping up. Now getting involved into that last and final outside zone. That mistake, look at that back left corner of Bogovic. Absolutely beat up, but continues on. That Fuel Lab S chassis of Derek Madison out front. Can he do what he did earlier? He had a phenomenal lead run, and he is on track. He is on pace. Derek Madison, this is his house, St. Louis, but Bogovic, can he bring it on home? Again, no major mistakes by Bogovic. And with Derek Madison and making that mistake, that was a good time, Alpine Horizon Festival. He took his pro car out there, so you know had some turns and burns in it, so that could be an advantage here, higher elevation. But here comes Corey Talaska. He leads, initiates this first clip. A lot of handbrake there from Talaska. Madison, a little more flowy, but we need to fill his outside zones. Talaska. Oh, look at Madison on the attack. D-Mads going mad. Now into that final outside zone. What has Talaska got? Derek Madison. That Fuel Lab S chassis Talaska, very similar line to what we saw with Canapé. Says, hey, it comes into an advantage where if your spotter's saying the right things, hey man, just keep it clean, fill the zones, don't do anything crazy, but be fluid. Here we go, Derek Madison, Fuel Lab S chassis Talaska. Back there a little bit again, 28 points separate Madison from the lead. And Madison, you talked about that fluidity and did not step, so he did exactly what you requested. Up to the other judges, Talaska knocking over that second inside clip. Now into that final outside zone. Oh, and a big correction there by Talaska. Madison rips through, and that is less than ideal for Talaska. You know, Bogovic will go first in that Pedal Commander S15. And now coming into the first initiation point of no return. Big, nasty initiation there for Bogovic. A lot of handbrake there. A lot of handbrake. And we got contact, I believe. D-Mads, Derek Madison, he knows he's got to be aggressive, but was that too aggressive? Didn't affect Bogovic too much. Now, in that final outside zone. Man, these things sounding wound up. It's Evan Bogovic, biker, skater, drifter. What do you got, Bogovic? And remember, changing the order. We have seen the first portion of this battle. Now D-Mads will lead. Bogovic giving chase, 98, 100 miles per hour on entry. What do we go? Oh, and Bogovic comes out swinging past. A big mistake there by Bogovic. And D-Mats does need to continue on. If he keeps it where the rubber meets the road, he could get the win and advance on this Fuel Lab S chassis from St. Louis. Enters into that final outside zone. Doesn't get quite all the way out there, but he did just enough. Adam Knappich qualifying 19th. That means Knappich will lead. Here we go. Adam Knappich coming in 95, 96 miles per hour into that first inside clip. Who's going on to the final four to go against Haley? Nice job by Knappich. And you can see Derek Madison. Looks like he's back to his form that we saw in St. Louis. Great angle there. And now in that final outside zone, Derek Madison taking a shallower line. Knappich barely just dips his toe into that outside zone. Right. That Fuel Lab S chassis. And Knappich will give chase. Now coming out of that start chicane, we got a clean start. How's Madison gonna throw it down? Looks like he gaps him 101 mile per hour from Derek Madison out front. Gets out to the rumble, but again, that double wide rumble strip into that second inside clip. You can see Derek Madison getting that clean air, looking a lot more confident. Well done there by Madison. Knappich nowhere to be found. And Haley will lead, like I said, he qualified second. Derek Madison qualifying 27th. So Haley guaranteed a podium, at minimum third place. And here we go, Andrew Haley into that first. Look at the angle there from Haley. Madison, he's mimicking it though, he's right there. Let it all hang out. Madison comes in hot, overcooks it, goes off course. And Haley continues on, drops that back bumper. And Haley keeps it right there. That was good composure. Right now, that sun is dropping behind that mountain range. So things get really interesting here. Fortunately, it's not in their eyes because it just dropped behind. And here we go. Who's going against Blake Olson? Derek Madison, 98 miles per hour. Talk about trust. He definitely threw some trust out of that Fuel Lab S chassis. Here comes Andy Haley in the chase position. And look at that, Derek Madison looking comfortable now, but Andy Haley looking strong as well. Now coming in that last outside zone, Derek Madison fills all of it. Woo! Well done by Madison. That was really nice, really well done by Madison. Guaranteeing the total prize payout of $4,000 for the ProSpec Championship, so congratulations. Here we go, the finals are here. Who's winning at the inaugural debut Formula Drift here at the Utah Motorsports Campus, 96 miles per hour. The sun is set, but these guys are rising to the occasion. Here we go, Blake Olson, TMVC, CoroWorks, BMW, Derek Madison, feeling the flow. Oh, and a big correction there. That's where some steering could be coming into play. Now keep in mind, oh, he straightens out once again. He might be having bigger issues right now. And Blake Olson powers through. And that was an independent mistake. Great looking car, good dude. And obviously Derek Madison got second in St. Louis. He finished strong, but didn't take it all the way to the top. Let's see how Derek Madison goes. Now he's got that clean air, big angle. So ooh, it comes out of it, comes a little unwound. But again, with that big correction there, Blake Olson could be playing this a little smart, or a lot smart in this case. All right, coming to that last and final outside zone. Derek Madison goes in, Blake Olson doesn't get all the way out there.